Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and today we're going to make some ephemera, but I wanted to show you this top, and I went ahead and just put some napkin up there. I mean, you saw how I did this, so you know how to do that. I put some napkin on the back and napkin up here on this piece of canvas, and I've just got this clipped because I was deciding what I wanted to put on the inside, but it feels so good, and listen, I love that. Love that. I think I'm going to put this burlap on the inside, and then we got this burlap. We got this burlap trim, and I think I'm going to put that there for a pocket. So that's what I had clipped on. I just had it clipped on, and I was sitting looking at it to make sure that's what I wanted to do. This is all dry now, and I don't know. I know you can't. It doesn't do justice in the camera, but it looks like this is just part of the canvas. It looks like it was printed on it. There's no ridges or anything. The canvas shows through the napkin, so it is fantastic. And if you want to know, if you're just watching this video and you haven't watched the last one and you want to know how this is done, that video will be linked below. Absolutely neat. I love it. I love it. Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to work on some ephemera. Now, this is another piece from Katie. I know I'm doing everything that Katie did right. I just absolutely love them. I can't stop myself. And I hope Katie doesn't mind. I hope she doesn't mind at all. But this is an envelope that she made. It's a double pocket. You've got a pocket here, and it's made from just an old envelope. So that's what we're going to try to do, and I'm going to make it and we'll use it in our journal. So I'm going to put that one up there. Now, this is kind of, I think it's the envelope that she used because it's got this window in it, but of course this envelope is narrower, so we're just going to cut it down. I've got my little mark there where I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to cut it right there where I have that fold, and then we'll just glue this edge back together. I mean, you can make them any size that you want, so if they don't come in the size that you want them, this is just a junk envelope that one of you guys sent me, then you can always cut them down. So I'm gonna go right there, and there. Okay, now we have that, and I'm going to go ahead and erase right here, and then now I'm not going to glue this back together yet because I want to put something back here. Really, I'm going to open it up more. So let's see, where do I want to open it? I think I'll just open it on this end, and the best way I have found to open it, think. It did a little bit of jagging, but not much, and that's okay. I can trim that off. I don't mind that. I can always straighten all that up with my paper that I'm going to put on the outside, so not to worry. Okay, cut that little piece off. Now we need to decide what paper. Let me turn it around and around and around. But we need to decide what paper we're going to put right here that's going to show through our window. Because you see, she left her window in there. So I want a really pretty paper there to show through. Okay, this piece came from After Midnight Designs. And I'm thinking about either that right there with all of the roses in it, or maybe trying to get her in there. What do you think? I don't know. I like the looks of that in there. So let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and tear off these edges. Oh, I'm tearing 2 pieces of paper. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Didn't realize I had 2. I knew it was kind of tough tearing, but didn't realize there was 2 in there. Oops. Gotta hold it. Okay. Then, let's see. We put it, yeah, I want it over this way. Put it right there. So I'm going to tear. I'm going to go ahead and mark up here. Not with that, I'm not going to mark. I'm going to mark this, or I'm going to tear it that way. And then I'll tear it right down through here. Okay, now let's see if that will work. Yes, I like that. Okay, let's just glue that in there. I'm going to lay it down first, and then I'll flip it over and look to make sure that's where I want it. Yes. Okay, then we shall glue. And like I've said before, not sure this is how she did hers, but this is my way. As long as it comes out looking as pretty as hers, it'll be okay. Okay. Now I'm going to make sure that this up here at the top is glued down really well, because if we slide anything in there, that's where we're going to be sliding down through there. So cute. I like that. I do like that a lot. Okay, that is that piece. Now, what she did was covered this, and I think it's covered with a couple of different pieces of paper, because there's a seam right there and a seam right there. So maybe, just maybe, we can do ours like that. Let me grab some paper. I think I'll just continue with this. So I'm going to go ahead and tear the other pieces off, just so I can get those roses in there. And let's see. And I probably will do it a little bit different than she did, but that's okay. It doesn't matter if you do it the same exact way or not. I may take mine around just a little bit. I don't know. Let me see. No, really I want to get those roses in there, so maybe not. And then I'm going to cut it off right there. Okay. I'm just going to tear mine and put a piece here, and then one across here and one across here. That is a little bit easier for me. If I had a lot more time, then I could just sit and measure everything, or put it on my light box. If you've got a light box where you can see through, you could just cut that out with no problem. I've got a light box, but I haven't dragged that thing out in forever. I need to get it back out. There we go. So that little piece will go there. And then let's see, what do we want? I think we'll put maybe this piece. Nope, I want that piece across there. So I am just going to, again, I'm sorry if I'm mumbling a little bit. I'm looking down, trying to make sure that I get this right. And let's see. I think that'll be a long enough piece to go across here and at the top Yes, okay. So we just need a little piece down the side here. And let's go ahead and measure that. There. I can always trim them if they're a little bit too big. I'm not worried about that. I just don't want them to be too small. And I'm turning it around this way because it's easier for me to hold on to this and tear it than it is that other part. So that's why I turned it that way. All right, we are ready to start putting these down. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim off, I think, that little part right there. Save that little piece. We may be able to use it somewhere. All right, this was the little piece that went on this side, I think, because it was small. Let's just go that way with it. No, I tell you what, I want to go this way because we're going to have flowers on the bottom. And the writing goes every which way anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it being the right way up or upside down. Then we'll cut these little pieces off. Right, and I'm cutting them just a tiny bit big. That way I can slide them up under those other two pieces, and that should work. Okay, let's give this an inking. Now this paper is printed on just regular copy paper. That's just what I had in my copier or in my printer when I printed her digital out. But you can, of course, print on heavier paper, or you can use pattern paper, scrapbook paper on this, whatever. This is just a digital from Marie at After Midnight Designs. I think it's so, so pretty. Okay, I'm going to put these pieces down first. That way I can put the side pieces on top of these. Put this little piece down like that. Cute. I like that. And this one. So that is how that looks. I like that look. And I'm going to trim off just a little bit of the excess up here. Okay, I like that. I don't mind that at all. Now, what do we want to do? We want to cut a little pull up here before we put this back together. Now, she had her piece that came, let's see, she put a piece on that? She did. This piece she actually put over here. I glued mine here. The way hers is, she glued the piece that's on here on this side. And then if she slides anything down in there, you can see what's in there and you can't see the picture. I put mine on this side because I wanted the photo to show. And mainly because I forgot. And so I need to cover a little bit on this side just so that this top part won't show like here. So not a biggie. We can do that. But if you want yours like hers, then just make sure that you glue this picture in here on this side. But like I said, it's not a big deal to me. I'll just glue this on there, right there, and it'll be done. I did forget though, but that's normally how I do glue them, but this time I forgot. I've just got my mind on trying to make sure that I get it the right way. And when I do that, guess what? I forget everything. Okay, I'm going to put that there. Now, I think the way hers looks is... no, that's actually a separate piece. Okay, I started to say, it looks like she put this piece all the way up over this little flap. But that is actually a separate piece there. So we'll just do a separate piece. Now she took part of an envelope, I think, and made a flap for this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before I put anything together. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use another piece of this. Just going to cut that little end out of it there. And I need a piece to go to the back. And then a little bit to fold over. And I'm just checking to see about how much she folded over. Okay. Alright, I'm going to cut this off. This will make a little closure for our envelope. Now, I'm going to leave a little bit of space between here, the top of this, and where my little fold is in this. I don't know, I know you can't see my fold. I'll mark it. Okay, there is where my fold is. And then I'm just going to leave about, it looks like about a quarter or a little bit more. And then I'll have that to where it folds over like that. And I may cut it off a tiny bit more because I really don't want it to come down too far on this. So I'm going to cut it just a tiny bit more. I'll tell you about how wide I've got it cut. This is cut at okay, this is 3/4 of an inch. And I think that's going to be just right. Yes. And then I leave about a quarter up there at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and round my corners. I'm just going to round the back one too. It doesn't matter because the back one's going to be glued down probably to the page. But if I go ahead and round both of them now, I won't have to worry about that later on. So we'll put that down like that. So I'm just going to flip that over. Put some glue on this. And I'm just going to run my glue up to within maybe 3/8 of an inch from that top where it folds right there. Where that little fold is, right here. That way I should have enough, and I'm going to lay it this way. I should have enough to give me that space between the two that I want. Yep, that looks about right there. And that's going to fold over like that. Yes, I like that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, let me make sure that's folded up. Yep. This piece, instead of just going to here, we're going to go all the way up with it. And then I'll just trim off around where I folded that. That way, when this folds back, this will be already on there. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Then we'll just have to cover the outside. I'm going to put quite a bit of glue right in my fold because I'm going to be impatient and I'm going to want it folded real quick. So, yes, that's covered. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put my glue all the way down. It doesn't have to run this far down, but I'm just going to run it like that. No problem. Let's see. Okay, I am going to trim off this right here because it's going into my fold and I don't want it to go into my fold. Alright, this picked up when I turned that, so I'm going to make sure I glue that back down. Alright, now we have that on there. All I'm going to do now is take my scissors and I'm just going to run right around. I need to remember how to do this because I'm going to do more of these. I need to put it in my journal. Now, let's see if that will fold like it needs to. Yes, it did. Alright, so we have that folded. So now we just need to cover this outside, and I'm going to go ahead and do that before I glue anything together. It'll just make it a little bit easier. Let's see if I have a little scrap piece right here that I can do that with. have a little scrap right here. Okay. All right, I'm just going to tear a little piece off this. It's not going to take much. I'm just going to try not to get my lady there. I might want to use her for something else. And we'll put that, and I don't care that it goes crooked or that my writing is on the wrong side. That doesn't bother me. I do have some white edge there that I need to get rid of though. My writing is not on the wrong side, it goes the wrong way. Oops, I guess I'll just have to cut that. I started to pull hers back over here and do it. Alright. Yeah, I think I'll go this way and then I'll just trim it off. This is so much fun. If you've not ever tried to just look at what somebody else has made and reproduce it, try it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to copy anybody, but sometimes it's just fun to have something and you think it's so pretty and you want to make it again. You don't want to ask the person to make another one for you. You want to make it again to use in more journals, but you know, you don't have a pattern, so you just kind of look at it and a lot of it is guesswork, but you'd be surprised how good it will come out in the end. This is what creating is all about. There is no, I mean, there's no law out there that says you can't do what somebody else is doing. I know some people act like there is, but there's not. Just create it. Any of my stuff that I ever do, you guys are more than welcome to make them. Okay, let me find my bone folder. Come here, bone folder. There we go. Okay, so that is our little topper there. Isn't that cute? I love that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and ink that. I know I could probably ink it later. I'm going to ink it now, and then we'll start gluing this together. All right, we have that. Now, what she did was put another envelope out here with a pocket on it. And I'm pretty sure this is an envelope. I can't see into there, but I can see where she attached it right here. So it's another envelope. So I've just grabbed this one. This one's probably going to be too big. Let me see. Yeah, let me grab another envelope. Maybe we can use, well, this one won't be as wide though. We need it the same width. It's not going to work. Okay, I'm going to adapt, make it work. So I'm going to use this envelope. I am going to cut it off. Looks like she cut it a little bit shorter than this one is, so that it would kind of go up under the flap. So I'm going to cut it right there, and then I'm going to fold it over. This is just my way of adapting to this, and I'm going to cut it right there. And I just want to make sure that I have my mark there. So we're going to cut that off and we'll see what we can do with it. I think it'll work. I think she might have had an envelope the right size. I don't know, but since I don't have one the right size, we're just going to adapt. Okay. Now let's see. So if I glue that, now the only thing is she closed all of this up. She only has a pocket here, so all of this is closed up. I might leave my pocket open here. No, can't if I'm going to put it. Okay, we're going to do it the same way. We're going to close it all up. We can do that. We can do it. Alright, it could be, nope, looks like it's about the size. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it on here. I think I should be able to glue it down and then do all of my covering. We shall see. It might be easier for you if you want to cover it and then attach it. I'm going to attach it while I kind of remember how. Okay, that's going to come right down to there. That will be good. Looks like I've got my length okay. So then we're going to cover this with paper and then cover the other side with paper. I'm going to go ahead and tear the other edges off of this, and we'll use this piece. And I could use the paper out of the kit, the AJ kit, but I just had a few pieces of this left, and I thought, you know, it's got the browns and the neutrals and everything in there. And instead of using all of my AJ paper up, I'm going to use some of this to make our pockets and things. Okay. So, let's grab this back. And now we'll cover that like that. And I am going to... I think since this is a pretty thin paper, I am going to kind of tuck it in there a little bit before I glue this down. That way, when I fold it, I won't see any of that white there. I don't know if that's how she did it, but I'm just trying to keep from any of my white showing. So we're going to put it in just a little bit, and then we can fold it down. Or we can fold it over, I should say. From there. I'm not going to worry about keeping any of this pocket open. I'm going to close it all. You could leave it open if you wanted and make another pocket out of it at the top if you wanted to do that. Right, I may do that on the next one, but right now I'm just going to go this route. Okay. So all we did is just tucked it just a little bit up under there. Okay. Then we're going to trim it off. Okay. This is going to be easier said than done. Turn those scissors. Well, I'm going to trim it backhanded. I can do that. That'll work. Where you need to be ambidextrous so that you can use left or right hand in cutting, but not me. Right, so that's going to go there. Then I want to fold this over, and I have to talk to myself. I hope that's okay with you. There we go. I thought, oh no, I have cut it too short. But I just wasn't trying to fold it good. And you know, my glue still is wet. I would probably let these sit aside and dry before I tried to fold them and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going with it, but I would let my glue dry before I tried to do too much with this. Okay, now I do have just a tiny bit that's hanging over down here, so I'm just going to trim that. Got one little piece right here. I'm going to trim that. Now we can cover this side. So that's got that side. And we do need to put a pocket on there. And let's see if I can see what she did her pocket with. Looks like she might have done her pocket with another envelope. So I'm going to cover this side first, and then we'll get the pocket on the inside. Ooh, almost. Not quite big enough. Okay, I'm going to put that, I think, right there. I want to get this on there. Yeah. Okay, I think I will come up from the bottom, and I'll put this on there like that. I'm just going to mark that where I need to cut it off. Okay. Now I think we'll get the piece that we want in there. We'll put it right there. And I'm just going to wrap that excess on the inside of this before I glue it. That'll work. Okay, now we're going to glue this together. It's almost glued together already. Let's make sure the top gets some glue. Alright, that is glued together. I'm going to trim this little bit off right there. Okay, now let's put a pocket across there. And I've got lots of these scraps, so I may just do the pocket with that. Okay. Cut it off just a little bit. Now if I leave this a double thickness, then it's going to be a nicer pocket than if I cut it off or cut one side of it off. So I'm just going to leave it the double thickness that it is. And we'll put some glue down in there. And then let's see, what shall we cover this with? Well, that's not quite wide enough. I keep trying to use that piece. Just won't work. We're going to cover it with that right there. And I'll cut my pull after I cover this. Okay. Now, let's cut our pull in here. Hopefully it will cut. It's pretty wet with ink, with glue. Hopefully it will cut. It is pretty wet. Yeah. Now we'll ink this up. This will be ready to glue down. You know, in making this, I realized just how much work you put in to all of these goodies that you sent me. I mean, it is amazing. You put a lot of work in this, because this doesn't come together quickly. I mean, it's not a hard project and it doesn't take forever, and it's very, very pretty. It's worth it. But you did put a lot of time in this. And I thank you so, so much. I love all of the new ideas. Okay, we'll put that little pocket down there. Now, I tried to keep it away from my fold because I didn't want it to interfere with my fold, and it doesn't, so that's good. I'm going to glue that down a little bit more. Okay, let me look at it. Now, my transition here is a little bit different than hers. Mine sticks out just a tiny bit right here, but that doesn't worry me. Once I put ink on there, nobody's going to know the difference. Still going to be used in my journal, and I think it's going to look good. And I thank you so much for the idea, Katie. This is a wonderful idea, especially to use up our junk mail envelopes. We always need ideas for those. Okay, I'm just making sure all my little envelopes are glued together well. Looks like they might be. My glue is still very wet, and I should wait for it to dry, but you know me. Okay, now we need to glue this piece down. So I've got a little bit turning up right there. Put some glue under that. There we go. Now we're going to glue this piece down. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because it seems like that this is, well, it's not coming all the way up to it, but it's pushing on it just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and trim just a hair off of that before I glue that down. Just going to help it open and close, or not this, but help this open and close a little bit more smooth. Okay. There we go. Now we can put some glue on this and across the bottom and glue that down. There's another place. I keep finding little places that I didn't glue a lot. I should have used my glue stick probably, since I was gluing on this thin paper, but it's okay. I will eventually get them all glued down. So there is the gist of the pocket. Now what we're going to do, she went ahead and put a little label right here. And made a tag for this. So let's go ahead and find a label that we can put on here. Now I have cut some of those labels that came with the kit. I think I want to put this, maybe thanks. Let's put thanks on there. And I'm trying to think if I want it that big. All right, I'm going to tear this just so it'll be a little bit smaller, and so it'll have just that little torn look to it. There we go. Then we can put that right there, and it almost looks like it was stamped on there, doesn't it? I probably do want something behind it then, because it blends really, it blends a lot with that background. So I'm going to pull out one of her little doilies that she sent me. I have a piece of one from yesterday, and I'm hoarding these. I don't want to use them, but I need to. I think we can put it like that, maybe. Yeah. Okay. This is already inked, but I'm going to put a little bit of ink on the bottom. And I got some sweet birthday Happy Mail yesterday. I will show you as soon as I can get a little bit caught up on my videos. Maybe the first part of next week, but I will get that shown. Thank you guys so much. You didn't have to do that, but that's so sweet. And I think I'll just do it like that and put it a little bit on and a little bit off. So there we go with that. All right, let's make a tag. Now her tag, let's see if it, yep, let's make one the same size. I think I may use this piece of paper. It doesn't come from the same collection, but it looks okay to me. And I'm going to grab one of my ephemera backings that I use. Let's see if this is about the size that we need. It's a little bit big. We'll cut it down. These are just the little ephemera. When you get the ephemera packs, it has that little piece of like chipboard in the back. And I save all those, and that's what I use for my backings. It's just the right thickness. You can still stitch through it, but I mean, look at that. That's pretty in itself right there, isn't it? Ooh, I kind of like that. I don't know if I want to cover it now. All right, let me see if I've got it cut straight. Since I freehand cut it, I probably don't. Nope, I don't. I may just use that little piece. That's pretty. I don't mind that. And it goes. We'll just put a little label or something on there. So let's cover the back. That's what we can do. And I'm just going to use, I think, let's see. No, but it's not quite big enough. That'll work. And you can still write on that. So we'll cover that with that. Now this is a glossy surface, but I've not had any trouble with art glitter glue sticking on it. Sorry, I hope I wasn't out of frame. I get busy doing this and I forget and I pull my items in. You'd think I wouldn't do that after so many years of doing YouTube videos, but we still do. All right, we're gonna round the corners. Ooh, not dry. It's not happy. My chunker's not happy with me. It's not dry. All right, let's give it some ink. Now the ink is not gonna stay too well on your gloss here. You can rough this up a little bit if you want with like an emery board, but it stays enough for me. I just kind of have to let it sit out and dry. Or you could use a permanent ink and it would go on there fine. You just have to let it dry a little longer. And see, either of those sides would go well in here. Whoops. So either side would work great. That one looks pretty too. I think I want to use that side though. And I want to put a little bit of something on it. Just a little word or something. I'll grab this and let's just go to one of these little words, and I'm just going to tear a little bit. Okay, I may want 2 labels on this one. I'm going to put that right across the stem. But then I think I want a number up here. I think I'm going to put the green up there. It is going to pull that green in from here and here. So I think we'll put that right there. These are Shabby Dabby Doodah on Etsy. So there is that. I feel like this little area right here needs something. And let me see if I have anything over here. We have these little flowers that are in. I think they're called daisies. Oh, I don't remember. I know they're called daisies and lilies and something. They're like a little, they're a fall bunch, I guess you could call it. Don't know which one I want now. And they are the, well, they call them the washi stickers. Let's see. Don't know which one I want now. Oh, I kind of like that one. That one's a little bit much. I think I like this. Oh, wait a minute. I see another one. Oh, I like that one better. Okay. Let's do this one. And I'm hoping these are stickers. And they may not be. That's the only problem with some of these little items. When you order them, you can't, they don't tell you if they're stickers or. This is like a little acetate piece, and I don't think it's a sticker. Okay, so we're just going to glue it down. I'm going to grab my Barely Arts glue. If it's a sticker, I don't know. I can't find the stickiness. Somebody will probably say, oh, those are not stickers. Those are so-and-so. After I've got it down. That's okay. Okay. All right. Need to give that a good press. I don't know, but there's 40 pieces in these. I love the looks of them. Just trying to see if it, well, you know, part of this is in Chinese, so who knows what it says. Just trying to see if it said that they were stickers. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Could be rub-ons for all I know. Oh, they are stickers. Look. Now I have stuck the piece of acetate down. Oh, me. Okay. Let's see if I can get that up without too much damage. Okay, so these are stickers when you get them. Just make sure that you take more time than me and have a little patience. And pull the backing off of them. There we go. So we've got that on there. Then on this side, we need to put, looks like she has a label on that side. And I may just use one of Tracy labels and put it up here. These are Tracy Fox on Etsy. She has tons of different labels. I don't remember what these are called exactly. I think random labels. I don't know. But they're botanical labels. So they've got seedling and all that stuff on there. Okay, and then for the top, what she did was she took one of her little flower clips, and she sent me a few. So let's grab one of those. Ooh, I think that one would be pretty. And she took that little flower clip and she clipped it down on there like that. Isn't that cute? And then this can glue down to the page and have another tuck behind it. Now I love that. I do. This is hers. Put that in there and close it back up. And she had a little clip on that one as well. So that's hers and that is mine. So that was a lot of fun. Now she had a little clip at the top, but I put it in there. That was a lot of fun to reproduce, and I'm going to put this in our AJ journal. I'm going to put this in my hoard vault so I'll know how to make them again. But this one's going to go in my AJ journal, and I may even make another one. And I may put a different clip on there. I don't know. It doesn't have a little red bird in there, does it? What about, let's put this one on. This one has a flower on there, a pink flower. Oh yes, that's much better. Love that. Okay. All right, guys, I think that's it for this video. That took me a little while to do that. So let me know if you make these, and make sure that you go over and share them in our Facebook group. I'd love to see what you do. And I'm going to go and I'm going to stitch my cover together. And then we'll come back on another video. It may not be the very next one. And we'll start adding all of the ephemera and the pages and signature, everything into our AJ journal. So get caught up to this point, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye.